A wild first couple of days.
Boy, what that boy
Raleigh,
wearing, boy? Pinch fedora wearing there, boy, looking like goddamn Al Capone about to get killed.
The luxury of double elimination. But first, we've got a little something different on tap. There's only one way to properly kick off this playoff bracket. Our first two teams on stage couldn't be any different. On one side, the blue wall has fallen from immortality to the brink of elimination. And on the other side, Twisted Minds continue their rise to prosperity. This is where legacies are written. This is where greatness is earned. And this is Rocket League!
The playoffs have begun. Twisted Minds and Carmine Corp face off again here in Raleigh as Game 1, brought to you by Progressive, gets underway.
And the first time around, Jorby, it was heavily in K-Corp's favor. They swept Twisted Minds in the Swiss stage. Will it be different in the playoffs?
KC, yesterday in round 5, made short work of Furia. Once they get to bracket play, nobody has really been able to contend with them in Birmingham. They made everybody look a tier below, but this Twisted Minds roster, they got better over the course of Swiss, and Rise is leading the charge on it.
Twisted Minds taking down Genji yet again in round 5 to make it here to the playoffs. I think everyone knew that Twisted Minds could make it here. I think many shocked that K-Corp had to go all the way to round 5 to make it in, and now they're here.
Some scary matches for sure. Everyone thinking it was going to be a cakewalk for them. One of the things that defines a great team is how you respond to that adversity. So far for K-Corp, they got here, and that's all that matters. Lower bracket, upper bracket. The goal is the same for this team. Vatira around the corner trying to set this up. So far, Twisted Minds defense has held steady, killing this ball in the corner, and a nice flick out, and maybe setting something up. Nice movement here from Nupo, but Raleigh stuffs him.
You can see Raleigh getting bodied there, but still able to use that wave dash. Trying to get that ball out. Vatira with a miss. Atto will clear it all the way upfield. And there's a demo through the smoke. Raleigh trying to come in, does get a nice 50 and lands a bump on Atomic. Takes the shot just off target.
I mean, he was doing this yesterday. I mean, he's been doing it all week, really, all season, where it doesn't matter how much boost he has, it doesn't matter what position he's in, he always finds a way to either neutralize or just straight up win a 50, even when it doesn't look favorable for him, and then he sets up plays like that. There's a reason Raleigh's always in that conversation for the best player in the world.
You saw the head-to-head graphic. Raleigh, world champion, amazing rookie season, one for the history books. Coming out again with this new team, trying to get another one. But Nupo, he is such a talented player on Twisted Minds. You heard about their offensive abilities, and it's because of him that they're rated so highly.
It's difficult to get anything going, though. Vatira shuts them down again. Atto just hits that away to steal the boost. K-Corp continuing to do that. They're happy to have Twisted Minds just clear back to them because they got this guy right here. It just makes actually getting the ball difficult. Nupo tried the pinch, but Atto easily carries this one out. And again, the 50 going their way. Vatira with a full tank of boost, but it skips off his car.
You can see he was hoping to control that. Had a bit of a heavy touch, did land a demo. Now we see 50 for Atto, but the demo at the midfield gives Twisted Minds the ball. It is an all-out battle for possession at the midfield, Jorby.
Atomic, no boosts. Actually makes the 50 work. Atto, nice catch. 50 underneath. Rise was ready. Vatira gets there in time. And now a battle for the midfield. Rise doesn't get the boost downfield. He's still going to chase Atomic, or not Atomic, excuse me, Atto out of the play. And it slows down again. Neither team really able to get consistent purchase, although K-Corp keep grabbing this ball away from Twisted Minds.
It's just 50 after 50 after 50. No one getting a clean take into the air. Raleigh will leave this for Atto, who doesn't have enough boost to go for much other than a boom. Rise, missed touch, shot now for Vatira. It's all out panic on the Twisted Minds back line.
Oh, they are tied up together. Nupo gets out of the way, lets Rise push it forward. Raleigh loses the ball. And expecting that 50, he actually turned around. Atto trying to bump him, but no target for Raleigh. Couldn't put the ball on. And Raleigh, wow, how is he winning those 50s? Stopped right in front of it. That's got to be annoying to deal with for Twisted Minds.
You can see Rise getting a bump on the back line as well. So scrappy, but there's the pass. Stopped. Rise tipping it up to Atomic, who booms it downfield. Low boost again.
Raleigh Sets it up back for Vatira. Vatira, light skip and Twisted Minds. The discipline on defense seems to be slowly crumbling. That's 2 times that 2 of their players get caught on the back wall.
Nupo, the reset, goes for a bump as well. Rebound out to Atomic, and it's saved by Vatira by his fingertips.
He had to stretch for it, all the boost gone in it. Atomic going to take Vatira out. Nupo, no touch, no 50, and Atto looking for a clear, but they're not going to get it. It all of a sudden flipped, James, the second half of this game, where Twisted Minds are the ones in possession, trying to push forward. They got one solid opportunity. There's another, but Raleigh right in traffic.
And Atto right behind him. Vatira low boost again up against Atomic. Nice win. Forces Nupo to turn all the way back. He'll boom it downfield again, right into the hands of Vatira, who has boost. Fakes it down, lets Atto take over.
And denied. Nupo stayed with him the whole way. Atomic needs some help. He needs to get it cleared by his teammates' time. He'll get the midfield boost, but Vatira's air dribbling. Not the greatest 50, and diving forward, Atomic keeps Twisted Minds tied up. 10
really
seconds,
50.
Not done. Off the backboard, Demo saves a rebound.
Nupo taking it all the way back. He has a full tank of boost. Goes for the pass right off the rip. Atomic has it intercepted. Back down to Rise. Rise will take it into a dribble. Keeps it off the flick. Blocked. Rise keeps the ball in play for a moment, but it does touch, and we have overtime in game 1.
I think Rise saw the second defender in the corner and thought, we'll play towards the kickoff. That's not the greatest kickoff for Twisted Minds, but they're going to get actually a really favorable bounce. Rise lined it up. Raleigh gets in the way. Vatira diving forward, and he beats Atomic to the play. James, I mean, both of these teams kind of matching each other's energy step for step. A couple of close chances. Feels like Twisted Minds have gotten the better of it in the second half. Rise with a nice catch.
Yeah, this game easily could have been over, but you saw that save from Vatira, keeping it scoreless, but we have had chances as well for K-Corp. Might have another one here. Atto, the flip reset, rebound out in front of net, but Rise clears it off the line.
So Raleigh ready for anything that would bounce out, but now he had to turn tail. Atomic trying to get in the way. Atto there just in case Raleigh needed some assistance. Vatira rips the ball off to the corner. Nupo does get to his corner boost. K-Corp continuing to go to that strategy, putting the ball in areas where they can steal the boost, force you to clear it high and away from your team, but it's been difficult. Twisted Minds have been able to match the speed. They've been able to get back to those 50s. K-Corp get control here with Raleigh, a full tank.
Getting it back to his own corner. They have been fighting for possession. You so many 50s in this game. It's complete stalemates. Both teams having good chances to score. And it's all it's going to take is one to settle this one, Jorby.
Atto trying to feather this one out to Vatira, but everybody on Twisted Minds jumping for any kind of option. Raleigh control, he weaves his way, but Rise meets him right at the top of the box. Atomic trying to hold it. 50 right back to Vatira. K-Corp trying to speed the pace up a little bit, but they can't win the ball in the corner. And they get 50'd out. Nupo sets it up, but a good touch out from Vatira to get everyone reset.
Really scary there for Vitality. Atto was last back for a moment. The 50 went straight up off the ceiling. Normally, that's incredibly dangerous, but Vatira getting back in time to help out. But this is another scary touch. But no power on that shot. However, Twisted Minds starting to get some good looks.
Vatira looking for an angle out. Atomic underneath, Nupo will support. Nupo actually cuts underneath a little bit. Atto looking like he might punish that with a bump. Rise has no boost. Trying to flip forward, get some momentum. Atto meets him. Atomic read it. One touch, lets him drop, and taken away by Vatira. Demo as well. He pops it up. K-Corp's defense, impenetrable.
But also, you know, Atomic was trying to go for a double. Could have gone for a shot as well. I think maybe could have done more with that opportunity. K-Corp getting a bit fortunate as well, but look at that touch. All the way down to the corner. Vatira going for the block, doesn't land it, but it's right to Raleigh. Raleigh, the late flick, or the late shot rather, didn't pan out.
There's been some really awkward progressions for Twisted Minds on defense. How many times have we seen Atomic on no boost on the back line? He gets deleted, and that'll just give him 30-plus boosts. Atto moving across. There's just nothing. All the Twisted Minds jump, but they somehow get right back into position. Raleigh off the ceiling. Underneath one, Raleigh! Oh, it's saved! Rise lands quickly, and Atto can't go.
Atto is too far out of the play, and now has to make the defensive stop. Raleigh did so much work to get that chance, and now backflips when the pass comes through.
There's no angles for passes for Karmine Corp. They keep looking for them. Twisted Minds keep jumping the route. Raleigh up high, Atomic gets underneath. Atto wins a huge 50. Here comes Vatira, taken away, but Atto's turned around, he needs Raleigh. He's got that corner boost. They lost their third man. Vatira's looking to headhunt. Raleigh's got the 50. Atto, no. It's going to be Vatira up high against Nupo, and he's got the 50 again. Twisted Minds will not let them through.
Into the sidewall, Raleigh will take a shot here, will be easily saved. Vatira keeping the ball in the half. Pitch goes right back out to Raleigh, who hits it up high off the sidewall, will opt for a boost steal and let Atto go.
Atto got the steal off of Atomic. Reset with Raleigh underneath. Another reset. Rise does not care. He ain't letting anybody in.
Atomic with a bit of space will be able to get boosted up as well. But he's blocked by Atto, who sends this right back into the Twisted Minds half. We're having a little bit of trouble getting out.
Rise, full tank. 50 from Raleigh, back into the corner. Stacked rotation for Twisted Minds. Rise, cut off on his pass immediately, but then Rise might headhunt. Raleigh avoids him, gets the pop, not a lot of boost. Called up by Vatira, and Nupo jumps in the way.
So many times you see K-Corp have one back, and they're at risk of being bumped, but they get away from it. Raleigh! Oh! Off the bump from his teammate, opening the way!
Atto turns off the ball cam and kicks Nupo out of the play. Almost 5 minutes of overtime to open the playoffs up. I tell you what, it doesn't get much better than that.
Oh, wow, that is what you hope for to kick things off. An exciting game. And wow, a defensive one as well. There were so many moments where Twisted Minds could have, or maybe could have scored if they executed it just a little bit differently. But what an exciting game that was, Jorby.
I mean, that was, first of all, Twisted Minds defense. How many times did they lose a 50 and then you saw a 2v1 and then the blindside challenge takes away the play from K-Corp at the last second? Twisted Minds operated so well on defense in so many low boost situations. You can point at every player making a great save, but K-Corp's offense is just too oppressive, the way they want to dominate the pitch first. And we saw that several times where it looked like they had an opening and they'd instead opt to, no, the corner boosts are available, we want those instead, we're gonna hit the ball away here, get the boost and continue to drive, and that strategy has been so successful.
Yeah, but I think, Jorby, you know, going back to what Stax said in his intros, K-Corp falling from immortality. I think that has been the theme of this event. You had K-Corp, that was a given. It felt like that they were going to be unstoppable, go through Swiss in a 3-0. No one would be able to touch them. But even this game against Twisted Minds, they easily could have won that game had it gone just a little bit differently. This is neck and neck gameplay. K-Corp, they're not invincible, but they are still tough to beat.
That overtime, the majority of it was a tough one. Namely, I saw it a lot of times, Atomic on low boost, probably more than anyone else on Twisted Minds. He was still able to make those grabs, but you're gonna need a little more than that if you want to take K-Corp down. You need to find a way to dictate the pace, and how about you start with Nupo scoring for Twisted?
Couldn't score last game, scored very quickly. This time, Nupo, the one who we were all looking to kickstart this Twisted Minds offense, doesn't disappoint.
Vatira was in position, but it looked like Rise chipped him as he tried to jump and made him go flying. Twisted Minds got physical. Raleigh almost answered immediately. Rise, oh, nice. Threatens to go infield on the 50 and then takes the out to try to get possession, but K-Corp respond with a demo downfield from Vatira. Raleigh with possession. Raleigh with the dribble, denied by Rise.
Raleigh made several good plays last game, Jorby. They didn't all result in goals, obviously, but he was so good at taking the space when he recognized it, taking multiple defenders out of the play, generating rebounds. But what we saw last game is when K-Corp had those rebounds out in front of net, the third man was not in position to take that shot because Boost is coming at a premium with how close all these players are playing on the ball.
Like that angle from Atomic, cuts off that pass. The pass has kind of become inverted a little bit. As Rise looking, nobody jumps from K-Corp, knowing they have the safety. Atomic still needs some help. He got Nupo going downfield. Nupo has Rise going to take the boost. It looked like that rebound was really favorable for him. Atomic kicks this out with the midfield boost in tow. Vatira wins the 50. Nupo sitting around the corner. Rise jumps it. This corner was difficult. for K-Corp to work with. Atto making it work, though. Atomic gets in front.
Drawley committed heavily, he had a lot of faith in that bump from Atto. Still the attack ongoing. Atto trying to get back to it. But it's back to the midfield. Vatira, lovely first touch. Gets around the first defender. The reset stopped by Rise.
Raleigh up quickly. It forced Atomic to get on the wall instead of challenging the ball. Still has a lot of boost to work with. Atto waiting underneath. Drawley next up after he gets bumped. Gets a demo on top of it. Vatira looking for a bump on the back line. He got it. That opens up a gap, but Nupo closes it quickly. Vatira trying to chip Rise out of the way. Collects his own boost as well. So many little battles happening in between these challenges. Vatira and Rise meeting together. As Drawley says, here, I'll give you a little bit of oomph. Vatira gives him a boom. Drawley pushing it and denied by Nupo.
Rise contested here by Atto. Nupo dodges that bump from Atto as well. K-Corp, you see Atomic failed to make a play on the ball, giving some space to Atto, but Nupo will clear it back to the middle of the field. Light shot, forces two to go. It is a double commit, but Nupo gets it up and over Vatira and buys time for his teammates to get back in rotation.
That's an absolutely, what was that touch, Atto? I don't even understand how the ball went that way. Well, you keep the ball out because Nupo was lurking, and it could have been 2-0. This is kind of similar, James, what we had seen last time, but just with Minds, they're getting a little more purchase in the attacking third. They're able to dictate pace of play more than they did in game one, and K-Corp are still having struggles actually finding those quality opportunities right now.
It has been a struggle offensively for K-Corp. It's been so low scoring this series so far. 0-0 overtime. K-Corp still 0 in regulation this game. An early goal by Nupo. Maybe he'll get another one here. He's on the dribble.
Oh,
on the hunt, trying to get this ball into the middle of the field for a teammate, but Drawley comes in to slow the play down. A double commit as well. Rise was bumped off the play, actually.
Nupo late, but still gets a great shot. Okay, Atto. Isn't he playing well right now? Kicks that one off the bar. Drawley with control downfield on the counter attack with here. 1, 2!
The rear bumper getting the job done. Look at this double. First touch. You can see him boosting, trying to just get the perfect angle to beat the defender, and he found it.
Eventually, one of those counterattacks was gonna find the mark. They've had a lot of them that have looked good so far in 2 games. With a minute left, you start to feel another long overtime looming, how this game has been going so far. Twisted Minds. A lot of people underrated them coming into this tournament, but they're playing like they could go the whole way. K-Corp deny him at the gate.
More goal line brilliance from K-Corp. We saw it last game with Vatira. Everyone playing a role this game.
Nupo full tank. Vatira waited for it. Rise next up. Kicks out into space. Drawley sees the gap, and Atomic again finds a way to get there. Kicks it right back downfield.
I like this from Atto. Fake the boom. Got space to take it to the air. Goes for a 50. Vatira into the corner. Lands a bump. Some space for Drawley. Gets a backboard bounce. Rise. Oh, Drawley going for that. And now we see a pop up for Nupo. Lands on the ceiling. Waiting for the miss. Whoa, close call.
Too much drop on it. Wait, Raleigh might get a chance. That's too wide on the pass. Atto, no boost spawns for him. End of regulations here. Ball's on the ground. 2 overtimes in a row.
The last one, it went on for a few minutes. See a kickoff strat here for K-Corp. Drawley will go for a shot. Does go for a double, but Atomic shut down the angle.
Great job from Atomic on the back line. He's had a lot of great catches, stopping that K-Corp attack. Drawley kicks it away, wins that corner boost, but Atomic wins the ball. Gets over another. Vatira gets dunked on the play. Rise on the opposite side gives Drawley a free angle out. But it's a high ball that he's got to chase. Atomic with no boost, it goes right to him. And free space, perfect respawn. Otto says thank you.
You saw what Drawley wanted to do there as well. Go for a flip reset into a pass, but didn't get much mustard on it. He's allowed the pass to be intercepted. Fortunately for K-Corp, Atto responding nicely. Plenty of time for him to make that save, but now we see Nupo going for off the backboard, but that's caught nicely by Drawley, who takes it back up into the air, goes for a bump, lands it. Whoa. Opening up some space for Atto. Atto contested by Atomic, and it kicks off to the sidewall.
That was great vision from Atomic. He didn't immediately barrel into that ball. He knew what Atto wanted to do with it. Hang on. Nupo almost had something going. Atos still working his way. Around the corner, no touch, no boost, and cleared out again.
Nupo, oh, he went for a catch with the reset. Creativity there. Jeez, seeing K-Corp fend off many shots. The goal line stand is working so far, but how long can they do it? Raleigh barely getting a tip on that.
Yep, totally calculated and planned. Nupo going across, and Raleigh gets the touch again. K-Corp starting to feel a little bit of pressure. Raleigh relieving the gauge. Across, and it kicks hard to the opposite corner. There's just nowhere for either team to work for too long. K-Corp might find something here. Hato on a cross, he's got no boost. Does he get a bump? Nope, Nupo felt him coming, avoids him there. Still K-Corp find a way to get this ball out of the midfield, back into the orange.
Vatira staying in the play, low boost. Makes it down, the double, it's good! Hato with the low altitude double, snipes the far post!
We're in the vicinity of obscenity! That's a ridiculous angle from Hato on the double tap. 2 overtimes and 2 Carmi Corp victories here in our first match of the playoffs.
Wow, what a way to start it out. Back-to-back overtimes like you're saying. These two teams neck and neck, so close, but K-Corp gets the better of Twisted Minds yet again.
Man, Twisted Minds had so many decent counters down the field. And near the end of that game, again in overtime, James, it kind of peters out where they get the pass, they get control in their own half, and they get a pass in midfield, and it's just a dump. K-Corp are ready for it. They're not feeling enough pressure on defense. Twisted Minds can't hang on to the ball. Twisted Minds calling a tactical timeout, our first of the playoffs, to try to figure out how they can take that next step and get over the hump, getting close 2 times.
Well, you know, you see K-Corp stacking the line, and they're also able to stop a lot of these shots that maybe some other teams would let in. You saw, you know, game 1, game 2, game 1, it was the Vatira getting his fingertips on it. This time, we saw a few different players barely able to keep some shots out of net. For Twisted Minds, they're going to need more offensively. Nupo, the only player to score the single goal for Twisted Minds, but it's going to take, you know, either bumps to take out the goalie for K-Corp, or they're going to have to get that unexpected extra touch, it feels like, for Twisted Minds to be able to make it through. Because those power shots, with perfect placement, which, you know, can go in, don't seem to be going in right now for Twisted Minds.
K-Corp's goal line defense is too good for that. You got to find a way to whittle them down. Carmine Corp, it wasn't a pretty Swiss, we've talked about it. Even the South American 2 seed taking them 5 games and really 1 bump away from losing even that series. A lot of tough series in Swiss for Carmine Corp, but something about them getting to bracket play, they hit that next level, and they kind of set it up with that win over Furia.
And to be fair as well, I mean, K-Corp even struggled out of the gate at Birmingham. They did get the win, but it was game 5 against Wildcard, another team that many people thought, oh, K-Corp should just trounce all over this team. So, you know, they have had some questionable performances through the Swiss round, but really where you see the best of K-Corp is in these playoffs, in these high pressure moments where you have to win to move forward, or you lose, you get knocked out. So that kind of pressure, really, I feel like, is where K-Corp loves to be, and that's where they shine, Jorby.
Well, Rise on land versus Vatira, undefeated 2-0. But Vatira is currently up 2-0 in the series versus his old teammate Rise. 2 legendary players going for it in the lower bracket. Twisted Minds trying to get something going here in the series.
Twisted Minds have had several good looks, but the saves from K-Corp, something else. See if anyone from Twisted Minds other than Nupo can help kickstart the offense.
Clear out downfield. They do get that midfield pass. That look right there, exactly what Twisted Minds did all overtime. And then they have to defend a counterattack immediately. They got to find ways to not just have that man downfield, but also have him in the third so you can keep control of the ball. Otherwise, this is going to be the same song for the next 2 games.
Rise, plenty of boost. Gets demoed though. Raleigh has been so good at getting K-Corp ground, marching the ball upfield, winning 50s, beating multiple defenders.
Nupo.
Plenty of demos as well from K-Corp that have been working out as well, Jorby.
Nupo trying to get something set up there. It's hard to do an entire solo maneuver against, or even one K-Corp player. Twisted Minds looking for consistent pressure. Right now, they're just playing more defense. Vatira lets it go. Nupo barely gets there in time. Atomic's getting bumped by Vatira. He's off the wall as well. Atto makes it work. Back to Raleigh. They're picking it apart.
The backboard is bruised and battered after how many times K-Corp hit the ball off it. Finally, Raleigh moves in and has to hit the post for good measure to get that one in. K-Corp, they unleashed a barrage on Twisted Minds.
I mean, James, you talked about that physical game. Maybe Twisted Minds looking for bumps and demos to try to open things up. This is what K-Corp has been doing the whole time. Atomic was getting harassed. He got kicked out of the goal. And K-Corp find two here early. Raleigh picks up another.
And this is a tough one to let in. It's going up high. Rise is jumping for it, uses all his boost to get up there and fails to even make contact on the ball. Those are difficult reads to make, but you do see players make them, and when they miss like that, that is tilting. So K-Corp, maybe they finally reached critical mass.
Forgivable if you miss it online, but painful when you miss it when it matters most here on stage. Atto up against Rise. Nubo will let it drop. Has Raleigh in his eyesight the whole way. Nice follow-up 50 as well. Raleigh turning, doesn't win that one. Nubo sets it up, got Rise to the opposite side. Nubo stealing the corner boost. This is where you want to see Twisted Minds take that challenge and win it, but they conceded all the space and gave K-Corp a free 2v1 advantage in the midfield.
Atomic, boom this ball down. Vatira stopping it. Going for a touch, breaks up Nupo's play. There's a high shot again, bounces off the bar, and Atto makes the read.
An absolute dinger from Atto. Vatira setting it up on the far side, and nobody from Twisted Minds could get there. Atomic had to make the perfect read with the amount of boost that he had, and good luck there. Carmine Corp running away with game 3.
And I mean, that was such a good approach from Atto as well. Those crossbar bounces can be very difficult to time, very difficult to read, but made it look so easy. K-Corp running away with this one, 3 goals. So we just hit the halfway point, another shot on target, forced to be saved by Nupo.
Atto dumped it right out to Atomic, quickly up off the ceiling, and Vatira just stole it. Even when you think you have the quick hit counterattack, you get stuffed in the midfield, and you're forced to race back. Atomic has Raleigh on his tail. He stole his boost. Atomic quick pass, and the shot way wide. Atto, no touch. Atomic avoided the bump, but ended up giving it out to Vatira.